It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And we begin with the Daily Times. The major story here, Tinubu to Nigerians. Defend Nigeria's integrity, says renewed hope agenda being diligently implemented. And another story here, Eid al-Fitr ACF, that's our Consultative Forum, expresses worry over deteriorating standard of living. Calls for more effective policy response. And downstrip, there'll be no room for criminal-minded travelers, NISCG is saying. Those are some of the stories you find on the front page of the Daily Times. To the Daily Independent, Eid, continue to have faith in my government, Tinubu tells Nigerians, says Dangote, rare industrialist, keeping Nigeria on global map. No cause for alarm on next Olubadan, Makinde assures. Woman shot dead on Eid prayer ground in Gusau. Kogi government confirms arrest of suspects in Agojaguodo attack. And federal government assures on better power generation, transmission, distribution soon. 91 Chibok girls' parents write Tinubu's wife, seek her intervention. And finally, on the front page of the Daily Independent, Hamas leader repeats Gaza ceasefire call after sons, grandchildren are killed. Move to the Punch newspaper now, still talking about Eid al-Fitr. Defend Nigeria, support leaders, Tinubu, Buhari urge citizens. The writers there, let's protect Nigeria's integrity, Tinubu appeals to Nigerians. Support for leaders, a vote for better tomorrow, says Buhari. And another story here, Ondo Amotekun nabs 14 suspected kidnappers, 31 others. NAFDAC orders recall of toxic cough syrup. And another story here, Olubadan designates health, Ladoja faults Otun Balogun. Makinde says no crisis. Electricity tariff, federal government plans 1.5 trillion naira savings, 2.5 million meter installations. Some stories you find on the front page of the Punch newspapers. And to the First News newspaper, impeachment. We still recognize you as Edo Deputy Governor, APC assures Shaibu, and says your impeachment is sham, a disgrace to Obaseki, aberration to democracy. Party chair assures him you won't walk alone. And APC shifts screening date of Ondo Guba aspirants. 2 passengers fall into lagoon in Lagos accident. We brought you details of that story earlier. A forgery allegation against Ayedatiwa, politically motivated, says campaign director. No feud or over Olubadan's too, says Governor Makinde, as Ladoja faults Ajibola on Olakunlehin's health status. All right, we move now to the front page of the Daily Trust. CBN sacks 50 more staff. CBN sacks 50 more staff, and 117 gone in 20 days. Staff accused management of illegality, double standard, external vendors affected. And another story here, Salah, seek knowledge, pray for leaders, Sultan tells Muslims. Passengers missing as bus plunges into Lagos Lagoon. Worshipper gunned down at Zamfara Eid ground. And customs import duty rate falls to 1,238 naira to $1. Cracks widen in PDP as North Central insists on chairmanship. Controversy over price war on London route. Some stories you find on the front page of the Daily Trust. To the Nigeria News Direct, Black Wednesday, tragedy taints Eid celebrations in Lagos. Commercial bus stumbles, flings 2 passengers into lagoon on 3rd Mainland Bridge. Sanwo-Olu mourns as his solo traditional ruler passes away after Eid prayers. And then, without hope, there is no development. Tinubu charges Nigerians at Eid prayers. Some stories you find on the front page of the Nigerian News direct to the matrix now. At Eid al-Fitr, Black Wednesday, that's the major story. Tragedies overshadow Eid al-Fitr celebration. Lagos monarch, ex-Kogi governor's son, Junior Pope. Well, it is reported that Junior Pope survived, that he didn't die yesterday, as it was reported earlier. Nema loses hope of finding two passengers who fell off bus into Lagos Lagoon alive. Pandemonium as NSCDC officers allegedly shoot woman at its ground in Zamfara State. And another story. Despite harsh criticism, Tinubu felicitates Pa Ayo Adebanjo at 96. How lower diesel price from my refinery can help fight inflation? Aliko Dangote is speaking. At Eid al-Fitr, Tinubu governors urged Nigerians to continue to show resilience, patriotism. And the Nation newspaper is next. Our diesel price cut driving down inflation, says Dangote. Entrepreneurs should work with the government, Abiodun economy on recovery path. Those are some of the stories you find on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Ibrahim.
Blueprint is first with me amid low-key Eid al-Fitr. ACF counsels federal government on high cost of living, rising food prices, seeks proper distribution of palliatives, cautions on inflationary trends. Borno, Adamawa, Yobe observe peaceful celebration. 30 billion naira recovery. Better Edu fights back, threatens BBC with lawsuit, demands $50 million compensation. 2 passengers flung off into lagoon in Lagos accident. Nema. Aidatiwa grants 28 suspected criminals amnesty. Federal government targets 4.88 trillion naira from TBs, bonds. Local government settles CBN's W&M Ways and Means loans. Okay, we have above the masthead Ibadan Kingmakers to ratify Olakuleyin as Olubadan Friday, Ladoja. NAFDAC recalls Benylin cough syrup over toxicity concerns. I'm not desperate for Super Eagles job, Amunike. Next is the Vanguard newspaper. Tariff hike, 20 hours supply for Band A customers under threat as power allocation bows at 3,236 megawatts. Also, we have a Do Guba. My impeachment won't stand. That's according to Shaibu. No cause for alarm on next Olubadan, Makinde. Inquiry, Okwara community shuns military panel, Okoloba in attendance. Fair cut, Airpeace chair, Onyema slams foreign airlines over conspiracy. Eid al-Fitr, our security improving, federal government declares. Transfer of pension money out of Nigeria escalates. Next is New Telegraph newspaper. Band A, federal government will sanction discos supplying less than 20 hour power supply. Minister says bands below A still being subsidized. Government to save 1.5 trillion naira from tariff adjustment. ACF calls for urgent action against decline in living conditions of citizens. And then Boeing's unending crisis may force airlines to shift to other types. Ex-appeal court judge Ahmed Belgore dies at 71. Study, ultra-processed foods could pose risk for respiratory diseases. 91 still missing 10 years after. The pain remains raw. Chibok girl's parent writes to Tinubu's wife. Next is the Leadership newspaper. Eid al-Fitr. Buhari, Abdulsalami, Sultan urge love prayers as heat wave persists. High energy cost, poor electricity, compound health risks. Children, albinos, elderly, pregnant women, most vulnerable to heat wave, experts. My impeachment won't stand, Shaibu declares. A violation, TikTok deletes 1.7 million Nigerian users' videos in fourth quarter. Legal team threatens to withdraw from Kanu's case. New tariff, okay. Masterminds of Agojeju Odo attack arrested, Ododo. And NAFDAC recalls Benylin syrup, declares it toxic. Trending, EFCC warns hotels, schools over dollar payment. Then next is the Guardian newspaper. NSAS probe panel reports victims await 1.7 billion naira compensation from 25 states 3 years after. Tragic Salah, monarch dies. Reckless driver flings 2 passengers into Lagos Lagoon. Price of goods not reducing amid naira appreciation, a court party tells federal government. We refuse to move on. 91 Chibok girls' parents tell Tinubu's wife seek intervention. At Salah, Tinubu, Buhari, others seek resilience, support, peace, unity. EFCC fresh charge links Emefiele to Lagos firms. Pilgrims palliative between personal religious rights and misplaced state priority. You can read that up on the Guardian newspaper. Next is Salient Times. Salary arrears. Federal government considers half pay for SANU, NASU members. Nigeria's inflation to hit 32.65%. Cape Economic Research. Fintiri Atiku on ground as Adamawa Durbar returns after 4 years. Eid al-Fitr tragedy. Passengers flung into lagoon in 3rd mainland bridge accident. 18 passengers rescued. Hope of rescuing other passengers alive. Dim. NEMA. Lagos to London. Earpiece flight fares sparks price war. President Tinubu congratulates fierce opponent Ayo Adebanjo at 96. Let us support our leaders. Buhari appeals to Nigerians. Ex-appeal court judge Ahmed Belgore dies at 70. Above the masthead, Ogun drunk driver rams truck into bus, kills 2. Beta Edu threatens to sue BBC over alleged defamation. No one can stop Olakunleye from becoming Olubadan. That's according to Ladoja. That's about it for the Salient Times. Last but not least is the Nation Sporting Life. Alonso to pay Boniface says Nigerian is fully fit to start. Rashford, I'm okay. Talking about Bournemouth versus Man United. Marshall on Inter's summer shortlist. Osimhen Chukwueze make list of Syria team of the week. And also we have Lamine Yamal. We have world's most expensive young player, Barca's Lamine rated #1. Real Madrid keen on signing Kobe Mainoo. That's about it for the Nation Sporting Life, and we believe that just for this morning, even though it's a holiday, Nigerians are really updated.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll leave that and quickly move on now to our